Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer 3 video here today. As you all know, the trailer for TIDES Torment has just came out, and with that we have a blog post from CA explaining why the DLC got delayed, the major bugs that are being worked on, info on the DLC, the new mechanics for the lords and their respective factions, and more in this post. And with all that said, let's get into the video. So the first part of this post, they talk about the hotfix that just came out, 6.3.2. It does seem to fix the Tomb Kings and Lizardmen, so they are working like normal. They did say in this they're going to be monitoring it, so be hammered out through the weeks. And then number 2, there are outstanding campaign issues that we need to address for Beastmen, Chaos Dwarves, and Golfag and the Changeling. We don't have an update or timeline, but they're being prioritized. Delivering this hotfix isn't the end of our focus area. Again, they're going to be hammering a bunch of these updates right before the DLC, trying to get the game in just an acceptable state to where they can actually push out content without, breaking the game. And then thirdly, we're sorry that the game has entered this state. We recognize the issue, but we didn't appropriately prioritize it, and on the initial assessment had planned to include the fixes as part 7.0. So as you all know, it was supposed to come out later this month, and all the big, AI changes was going to come out then, but that's why they came out early instead. What we have changed to reduce the chance of this happening in the future, again they put a question mark. We have reclassified issues of the nature as a showstopper, severity A, which means similar future problems are blockers to a full release. It will always require us to respond with an urgent hotfix measures. So this is them apologizing, and again, they're going to do their best for this not to happen again. So they said, that's hence why, as we're going to get in the next part, why the DLC was delayed. They definitely saw all the reviews. Everyone's leaving, definitely over the bugs that have been around for quite a while. So they're just changing things up to, make everybody happy. It just, things get delayed. And speaking about delays, Total Warhammer 3 TIDES Torment is going to release December 4th. So this is the second delay. It was, I think, supposed to come out this summer, but as you know, then it got moved this month. Now it's in December. So the release of our next DLC is moving December 4th. It will be our second delay to the release of this DLC. It will arrive a year after the launch of our last one. We know this is frustrating for you. It is for all of us too. In short, it's been frustrating a year. We absolutely do not want to repeat the past mistakes. And then we move on. The TIDES Torment brings 3 great new experiences with it. We want to make sure that game itself is the best possible condition when it arrives. We'll be using this additional time to deepen the level of quality planned for the accompanying game, Update 7.0, and ensuring the TIDES Torment benefits from this focus. So yeah, it is a bit sad, but at least they're fixing the game that we all like, because as you know, the big backlash right now, the reviews are not looking good. If you're a new player, I've seen a lot of questions like that. Because it's a good game, it just has a lot of underlying issues. We know that you're eager to see all the new content in action, and so on November 6th, we'll start sharing our first looks at the gameplay later this evening. I'm recording this after the trailer, so the trailer's already been out. This I thought was funny. The acknowledgement for the torment you've endured up until now. We look forward to showing you everything else next month. So yeah, about 2 weeks from now, November 6th, like a little over that, almost 3 weeks. We're gonna be seeing gameplay footage. It's gonna be that DLC cycle. So it's like 3 weeks to a month before it comes out. So everything from the previous DLC marketing just expected to come back. And in talking about December 4th as well, Total War 25th Anniversary Showcase will be happening at the same time. So alongside the release of our next DLC, we'll also unveil the future of Total War, new historical and fantasy titles introduced by the people bringing these new games to life. 25th Anniversary Showcase will air December 4th with all details about it and where to watch it come December 1st. So that's big. I've brought it up in previous videos and me predicting what will come out. So we're getting 2 games. So I am very hyped because I think they wouldn't have said the future of Total War without saying new historical and fantasy titles introduced. So that means, again, have some high hopes. Maybe we get that Medieval 3. And then fantasy titles. I think it's a little bit early in our lifetime, but I think it might be Warhammer 40k. And then we're going to move on. We had paused many of our 25th anniversary celebrations in recent weeks, but we will return those legacy celebrations in November, including our retrospective roundtables of Warhammer 1 and 2 and 3, and the championship. If you missed any of the videos we published so far, you can just see them on YouTube. And then this is also a big deal. So the new Total War mod manager releasing December 4th as well. A lot going on the 4th. Last, absolutely not least, last of the year we informed you of our plans to remove the Total War launcher and to replace it with a robust mod management system over the past few months. We've been conducting a final round of public testing with a select group of Total War veterans outside our creator program to ensure that we've created meats that needs the most the hardcore Total Warhammer fans. We're in the final stages of development and bringing it to a wider group of players for testing and feedback, so on December 4th we'll rework the select launcher to configure on Steam to enable players to bypass current launcher and use today, and launch directly in the game or the new one. So it's pretty cool. It does look a little bit different, but again, this is just like, I assume, like a rough draft. It's not a full release. And then after this, we'll react to any known errors, bring final sets of improvements, visually overhaul what you see. Again, yeah, it's just a beta. We received a great deal of positive feedback from those who helped to test, new Total War management, so they say thank you for that. And what is nice for a lot of you people who, might not want to use it or are going to be in the middle of campaigns during then, they're going to have the legacy version of the launcher remain up. So when you start the game, just like a lot of other games maybe in your Steam library, you'll have the three options to start the game, you get the legacy launcher, or you access your mods. They do say it will not last forever, so when it does become like, a full thing, they'll probably let us know. Again, probably next year at the pace we're moving at right now. And here's the last of it, Game Update 7.0 Preview. So this is what I was really excited to read off. With Aslan, Draka, Sile, Asael, and acting as the standard bearers of Tides of Torment, we've ensured their respective races being updated as part of Update 7.0. We want to share some improvements that you'll enjoy on the 4th. The sweeping new update for the High Elves centered around the new patrons of the realm feature which lets factions via the influence across 11 seats of power to unlock rewards and potential confederations. So a lot like the Chaos Dwarf mechanic and like their Tower of Zigrund. Alongside this, Tyrion gains the new Champion of Ulthuan feature, allowing him to enact new themed actions on any visible region or forest. So that's pretty cool, kind of similar to the main character of the Empire. And then while Teclis gains the new Secrets of the White Tower feature, allowing him to supercharge the spellcasting potential of wizard status armies. So I assume it's going to be like Gelt, getting some like really strong spells. Norska's long-awaited overhaul unleashes a brutal new era for the Northern Raiders. Expect improvements to legacy features such as allegiances, monsters arcanum, as well as the introduction of new pillaging faction feature. So yeah, that's going to be really cool. That, them already being raiders will just be, feel a lot better. Alongside this, both Wulfric and Throg will get their own dedicated share of the spoils with new feature of quality of life updates, including a new star position for the Wanderer, a new unique resource for Troll King, and much more. So that's really nice. I definitely think the Throg and the Wanderer, I forget his name, is Wulfric, is way too close to each other, especially with the map so big. So I really hope they put him, maybe far away, because they did say they're going to give him a teleportation thing. Then we're on to Slaanesh. The Lord of Excess welcomes perhaps the headliner element of patch 7.0 with the introduction of a brand new free legendary lord that bound to keep you on your toes, the Mask of Slaanesh. As its herald, you'll conduct Eternal Dance, a fast-paced campaign mechanic where armies perform themed dances to gain escalated bonuses, a reward aggressive play and counter momentum. Not a lot, it's not telling us a lot, but definitely you can imagine, getting boosts. Maybe it's kind of like the plague system, maybe it spreads, But that'd be pretty cool. I think the high elf portion of this is the most exciting. I'm really happy that they're, giving mechanics to the base lords. I think that's really important, especially for people who don't buy the DLC, but, still want to be part of the update. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for everything they have posted. I am super excited about it, many of the changes. It is sad that the DLC did get delayed. We do have the trailer. I really enjoyed the trailer. I even had a poll. Most of you seem to really like it too. But if they give more stuff to them, because we can only get this DLC once, as long as we don't have a Shadows of Change problem again, I think we're in good hands. Basically, it sucks that we gotta wait. I think like nearly 2 months now. Yeah, 2 months. But hey, hopefully it's the best Warhammer DLC ever, and it's gonna be a big day for everybody because we have the 25th anniversary. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's gonna wrap it up. As you know, we're gonna getting updates through the next weeks, so you're gonna hear plenty more info about this. This is an early preview, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. You guys have been really helping the channel, and I will see you in the future.